Namaste.
Haribol Japa.
To everyone.
Namaste.
Haribol. You know, Patman, I was just like listening to your amazing, powerful speech, and I was just telling myself, what the hell? Why do I need this? Is like, it's the closing. You already closed the event.
No,
and I was
Japa.
going like, what more can I add to this passion, you know, like,
no,
because
Japa,
I'm already old. I could not do those shouting anymore. And Padman, really honestly, from the bottom of my heart, my family, everyone, I mean, you've been such an amazing speaker. Powerful. I mean, you speak from your heart. I knew that. I know that, but I just want to reiterate this, that this is like, wow, the perfect duplication. Well, I didn't exactly duplicated you, but you even became better than me and Dr. Vijay in terms of speaking.
No,
and in fact, leading this, you're at the front of the V. You know, we talk about this lead bird, and Dato always told me before that Japa, duplication is the key to success in networking. And I've seen that. You pretty much took in the baton of, you know, just running the V. It's just amazing. And I'll take this opportunity to somehow edify you in front of all our million viewers. We just want to thank you, Patman. I could not thank you enough. We're very much indebted for this. This is amazing how you grew up. You're not 21-year-old anymore.
Thank you so much, Japa. That means so much to me.
It's just so amazing, and we're very, very proud of you. I'm very proud of you.
And I'm proud to be in service to you and Japa. We love you, and we need your wisdom, Japa. We need your wisdom. We don't need the loudness of your voice. We need your wisdom. We love you, Japa.
I could not shout anymore. I'm getting old for this. Guys in Jaipur, India, namaste. Please sit down. Dubai, UAE, please. Salam alaikum. You could all sit down and relax, because the energy of Patman was just like electrifying. I know you just got all electrocuted by, you know, the words, the wisdom, the passion, the energy, and it's just so amazing. In fact, you know, like I always say, in fact, I was just talking to someone, a third party that I invited to watch the V. You know, she's actually very smart, amazing young lady. She's doing some project for me, Batman.
Yes.
I'll surprise you with the V.
Okay.
Anyway, she said, you know, one thing, because I asked her honestly, what do you think of the, you know, day 1, day 2 of VCon, the speakers? You know, I was trying to get feedback from outside, you know, not from within us. She's not an IR. She's saying its energy is amazing, it's great, and she was just saying, kind of like all of you speak the same thing.
Yeah.
Kind of like the topics are like, you know, would the people not get bored? They're hearing the same thing, same principle. I would say things. So I was actually listening, and I was like saying, hey, these are great points and stuff. Then I the whole day I contemplated on it. I said, but you know, in fact, I got back to her. I said, you know, this is how we built the network, because it's all about repetition.
Duplication,
you know what
yes.
I mean? I cannot reinvent the wheel.
Yep.
Whatever I would say is something that I've learned from Vijay on networking. Whatever you would say, of course, you would say it in your chiefness, your Patmanness, or my Japanese, in terms of, you know, like your particular passion. You would say it in a different. But guys, we're literally hammering you the same points again and again and again, because that's really what's needed. And I'm remembering this katana Dato was explaining to me some time ago, because I always complain about being hammered, you know, hammered. It's like, Dato, you're like hammering me again, you know what I mean? For the same points every day that I've heard the last many years. And sometimes he hammers me for the faults of somebody else, you know what I mean? And I realized that it wasn't for me at that time. It was for that person. But then I go back, but no, it's for me again. In fact, even if it's not for me, Batman, I would take it. No, 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 it's for me again. I have to constantly hammer myself because that's how I temper my character.
Yep. Yes.
Once the hammering stop, once the repetition stop, we become weak, or we just got to that point. And you know the story of the katana, you know, the katana sword, Batman, is
Yes.
samurai, like it could cut through a brick, could cut through a concrete. And how did that sword, how did that regular iron metal thing got so strong? Because I heard it's gonna be hammered, put into the fire, hammered again, put into the water, and like 1,000 times bend iron, hammered 1,000 times, and that's the reason it got that strong. So Dato would always use this analogy, and pretty much I took it, you know, and I've welcomed hammering. I've welcomed, and the reason I'm telling you this, guys, although you know I started off with, you know, thanking Batman. The point I'm trying to make is that you would not hear anything from me that you would not already heard from Batman. In fact, a moment ago, nothing. So sometimes I feel, okay, should I repeat myself again? Or sometimes you may even think, oh, should again I repeat my training when I go back home? Yes, you should. 1,000 more times. Repeat and repeat and repeat the same thing. Because see, most people like myself, right? It's hard to get through this coconut. The shell that we have made, we have all of this, what do you call this? Like, I won't even talk about onion skin, but we're like, it's a shell thing.
Yes.
How we created all these walls, okay, trying to defend ourselves, right, from I don't know what, because we're so afraid of people's gonna like criticize me. So we put this wall, we put this barrier, and it got so thick that nobody could get through us anymore. No passion, no mission, no energy could go through it. But man, it's like a Fort Knox impenetrable wall, and we're so freaking proud of it.
Yes, Japa.
But you die lonely, you die alone in your wall, in your fort. Being successful is not about having this amazing Fort Knox. It's not like that. It's actually about breaking that Fort Knox and having no walls. It's about being free, means having no walls. Because what happens in life, all right, we literally created our own coffin before we even died, Patman.
Yes.
We built walls, and now we're all thinking, why am I in prison? And we're blaming people for the imprisonment we're having. Why we're miserable, why we're this, why we're that, because we have just created this thick prison wall. And who created that wall? Ladies and gentlemen, you created that wall. From, of course, some bad experiences, you start not trusting people anymore, and you keep on creating walls, right? And these walls are, I mean, even how you would dress sometimes, these are walls, your cars that you buy, this creates walls in you if you're not very careful. Your ego, yeah, these false barriers that you always put in. But see, our job in VCon is to break that freaking wall that you have. We're gonna break that. Now, what Batman was doing, he was having this, he was a Thor. You know, Thor, you know, you had this, that, what do you call that, Batman?
The hammer of
like
Thor.
a hammer. And was it, why was he shouting? He was like hammering that wall to all his might, breaking it into pieces and pieces and pieces. And hopefully, and you're thinking, what the hell? Why is he shouting? And this was my thing with Dato before. I would tell Dato in the early days, Batman, what the hell? I was thinking to myself, in fact, I was saying, what the fuck is his problem? You know, why is he hammering me? Why? I was like questioning why are you hammering me? I'm getting so upset. Why are you hammering my walls? What's wrong with you? I didn't realize he was helping me out because I was in prison. I created this so many walls, imprisonment of myself. And I was thinking that this was the way to become successful, Patman, to isolate yourself. Look at this dictator right now, huh?
Yes.
You know, with the one who's
Isolating
doing this
himself.
thing right
Yes.
now. Huh? What the fuck? What did he do now? He isolated himself. I heard he could not even sleep. You know, he's like in a bunker, you know, he don't trust even the people around him. This is just I'm not going to get into politics, but this is just a perfect example of how people just create these bunkers of walls, like, you know, thinking they're protecting themselves. But Patman, the day you cannot even trust your own family, your own friends, that they might stab you in the back. What the hell have you done?
Yes.
That is the question. And so I was just thinking about this, Patman, you know, and this is what we're doing, in fact. And you networkers, okay? This is what we're doing. And welcome the hammering of the wall, just like someone who's in prison would welcome the hammering of his wall because it's his breakthrough. You need to break through. Break out of this wall. Break out. I won't even call it a shell. Because shell, you just do this to a shell. It breaks. You know, sometimes you help this chicken come out of his shell. He has to break through it, even the chicken. But we're not talking about this kind of shell. We're talking about a bunker, like thick bunker that we've created. And sometimes, and why the repetition? I was explaining why the repetition. Because one hammering won't do it. One hammering won't do it, won't even shake it. But constant, boom. Even a drip, Patman. Even a drip, constant.
Yes, Japan. Yes.
Bores into that concrete. It might take long, okay? And that's why Dato was saying, I would be your worst nugger. I would be your nugger. I'm going to nug you, Japa, until the rest of your life. And he is a nugger. Constantly. Sometimes I'm just quiet in my, you know, he would nug you with some messages and stuff. Then I read, but because, you know, we're very much close brothers and friends, when he's nugging, I don't see it anymore as a nugging. I see it as a reminder. Because slowly you start building walls again. You know, it's just a habit. You know, you have this, everybody is a mason, you know. We practice this masonry. But instead of building walls, instead of, you know, instead of cutting your bridge, or instead of destroying the bridge towards another person, we actually create borders. And this is the world we live in today. We would have to break borders. This country has to break borders and open up. And the more we open up our borders, the happier we become, because there's exchanges of knowledge. There's exchanges of things, exchanges of trading. And in fact, Patman, networking has done that.
Yes.
And this is the amazing part of networking, Patman. Look at all the people sitting in the room from all these different countries. How many countries are we in? There's no border. We're so seamless that we adapted to different cultures, right? We respect all religion, right? We respect all types of worship. This is perfect democracy. You know what I mean? We don't think in terms, I'm this national. No, we're the V global. Why do they say V world? Because in the V world, we don't have a passport. In the V world, there's no visa. Okay, there's no requirement. There's no need for a particular education for you to enter this V world, this training. We welcome anyone, whatever race, nationality, sex, religion, or political standing you have, you're all welcome, because the V stands for unity, stands for being one, right? And all, basically, raise yourself to help mankind, helping each other and not creating borders, not creating bridges, cutting bridges. We open up. But for us to open up, Batman, you have to open up. I know you've opened up already, but each and everyone has to open up, has to break this barrier, because how could you break someone's barrier if your own barrier yourself, right, is not broken? So we work both sides. VJ was breaking my barrier from outside as much as I was breaking my barrier from inside, because that's needed. If you do both, it cannot just be the work of your upline, Patman.
Yes.
Because when does that happen? If you're just going to be hammered every VCon, what the hell? It's going to take you 10 years.
Yes.
Probably more. How many VCons do you have to attend? In fact, you just need to attend one VCon and get it, you know, and start breaking it, even if it takes you 10 years. You know, this, you know, I heard some, you know, this heavy Fort Knox prison. This guy was just using a spoon. But
Yes, yes, yes.
using a spoon. Took him 20, 30 years. He would take the dirt in his pocket when he goes out in the...
Shawshank Redemption. Shawshank Redemption.
What was that? Yeah, that's some movie. It was a true story. He would pick. Did he not got through, Patman? He boarded. But see, does it matter how long it took? No. Just that whole journey for him, Patman, he was, every time he goes out, he was feeling jubilation. He knew it's just a question of time. I'm going to break through. I'm going to be free. That is the thing. See, this thing, what makes you, you know, Patman, you know, what, this, from the very beginning, when Dato was able to show me, day one, okay, what this is all about, I was already happy. I was already a millionaire, feeling-wise. Feeling-wise. Because I could see the freaking light in the end. I was just saying, oh my God, I know what to do every day. It's just one step. I'll make this one step. Second step. Okay, sometimes it's hard. I take my breath, I breathe. There's difficulty, there's challenges, but there's, you know, you also rest, you know what I mean? You take your rest, gain your strength, attend some VCon, get some hammering, you know, then continue your process of breaking through. So if there's really any, I mean, I really don't have any more message to add up to all the messages that you've already heard. Okay, but this is our third day of VCon, and I want you to take home this message. We're not asking you to do something humongous that is like unbelievable. We're simply asking you to make the first step. Just the first step. How difficult it is. What is that difficult, turning off this switch of weakness, of fear, you know, being afraid or scared of the world? What are you scared about? You're gonna die anyway. We're all gonna die. So what are you gonna hide from? What are you afraid of? Somebody might take your $300, $400. Somebody might take away your bank. Why are you so afraid of that? Be afraid of missing an opportunity that could turn your life around. This is what you should be. You know what? I was afraid before. I was afraid of myself. I was afraid of making the wrong decision. If, just like so many of my friends told me, who is this Indian fellow? I'm referring to Vijay Patman.
Yes.
You know, why are you trusting him? He's not from our country. What if he scams you? You know, this is even before we were networking. My friends were already telling me he might be a scam. Well, I appreciate the warning, right? Because they're my friends. They love me. They don't want me to be scammed. And you know, the same thing I'm sure happening to all of you. Your friends are warning you, oh, this might be a scam. Take it, of course. They love you. But would you just listen? And would you not verify? So I had to get to know Vijay personally, get to hear his heart. And I made a decision, Batman, against all odds.
Thank you. Thank you, Japa, for making the decision.
Against all odds. And I was going, and I'm telling you, Batman, that was I tell it that I got lucky. But hell no, when I was making that decision, I was shitting my pants too. Because I wasn't sure if Vijay was a scam or not. You know what I'm saying? But I walked, we did, you know what I mean? We got to know each other, and I was seeing things that none was seeing. The people who was discouraging me, they were not seeing this. I was hearing, don't trust a stranger. You know what I mean? Which is our mother's been telling us that, right? Don't talk to strangers. It was the first paradigm shift but then I also realized, Batman, today, the closest people to our life, are they not strangers?
Yes.
They are. Vijay was a stranger, right? He was a stranger to me day one. But you know what? Second day, I made it a point that he would not be a stranger to me day two. How did I do this? I have to get to know him, get to know his wife, get to know everyone. And that's what you should do with your upline. Who was a stranger, who's giving you this opportunity, or your downline who's a stranger, get to know them. They cannot remain strangers in your life. You cannot remain stranger to us. I cannot remain stranger to you. And the reason you're attending VCon, because you want to make sure I'm not a stranger, that we're not scam, we're real people. And that's why we're here talking to you from our home. We're giving you our heart. We're telling you what this business is all about. But the breakthrough must begin with you. So VCon, all the speakers were hitting from this type. Imagine the opportunity they have today, Patman. Previously, I only had one VJ hammering my Fort Knox. Today, freaking how many V partners, how many AVPs knocking you know what I mean? It's a faster knockout. You know what I mean? It's a faster change. VJ was only one when he was knocking at my hammering me. Today, how many upline hammering you, Patman? How many were hammering you at that time? More than one, definitely more than two. So welcome this. I need you guys to welcome this and also begin hammering from inside. And basically this, as soon as this wall is hammered, and in fact, you could do it in a day, you could do it in a month, you could do it in 1 year. It really all depends up to you, but take that step. It's hard work, okay? Your hands would bleed. It's a challenge. It's a thick wall. I don't know what kind of wall you built, but it has to be broken. Because without breaking this wall, you would not be open to learning the thing you need to learn. You would not have the humility to learn what you need to learn to be successful. So welcome the continuous repetition. Welcome the continuous, we just have the same things to talk about. In fact, every day we'll talk about the same thing. What? Success, accept challenges, don't quit, have determination, all of those things. You all know this. But we're just here to remind you, because it's all about reminder. It's all about repetition. Why? Because we forget. We always forget. Just an hour from now, you will forget this. Tomorrow, you'll forget this. And I hope your wife would remind you. Your children would remind you. Please, children, please, wives, husbands, grandmothers, mothers, please remind your lazy sons, lazy daughters, when they forget. Hammer them for me. Hammer them for our behalf. Because they're forgetting their mission. We all have our mission. You're forgetting your mission. And how do you forget your mission? By watching too many movies, especially Indian movies. It takes 5 hours of your time just dancing and dancing all of them. You're missing prospecting, you're missing presentation. You could watch that later on. You know, once you've already done your mission in life and your service to your family, to your community. There's so much things that needs to be done, guys. So VCon, all we're saying is wake up. Wake up. And that is our message, Batman. So, I don't know what to say anymore. I have so many things to say. I'm just going to blah, blah, blah here, you know, until you want me to do blah, blah, blah. But that's all I could say, guys. You're in the right track. I'm so happy. I mean, just hearing the V partners speak. In fact, you don't need the founders here anymore, Patman. I mean, really, you guys could run the VCon. Let me just be an audience. I just watch.
We always need you, really, and that is
I watch. I get inspired from, you know. I wish I could sign up people again, but we could not do that, signing up anymore, you know. But we're here to, you know, we're always going to be here for you, even we're already on our, like, I don't know, 90s. If you could still invite us just to speak a little bit, we'll be so happy. That's a retirement. No retirement for the V. We're always going to be here for you guys. So thank you very much, Patman, for this amazing VCon. I just like to thank all the crew, all the video crew, whoever is involved in the VCon, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. For my family, thank you for all your hard work. And of course, all the different countries who've organized these different ballrooms and halls for you guys to come and enter. This is like mini VCons going on a major VCon. This is like a whole different satellites of VCon going on and in service going on. Thank you all. You've been so amazing. You've literally really duplicated. This was the dream that we had, VJ had. This was the dream, and it's just coming true, and it's just freaking unbelievable. So unbelievable. Thank you so much, guys. Namaste, Patman.
Namaste. Haribol, Japa.
Haribol. Namaste.
Thank you so much, Japa.